Ladies and gentlemen, introducing our 2017 California Wrestling Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Rick McKinney. His presenter is his brother, Mr. Ron McKinney. Rick McKinney wrestled at Livingston High School. He was a three-time captain, the most valuable wrestler, league champion, Sac Joaquin CIF section champion, and a medalist at the CIF state tournament. In addition, he had an overall record of 121 wins and 33 losses. Rick coached high school wrestling for 25 years with a record of 268 wins, 101 losses, and 2 ties, winning league and section titles. He coached 13 California national teams with national champions in 1985 and 1988. Rick also coached the California Esquire team to a national team title in 1994 and the 1989 USA Cadet Greco-Roman World Team, finishing second at the World Championships. Rick has been an official for several years, and he just finished officiating his 8th consecutive CIF State Wrestling Tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, inducted into the 2017 California Wrestling Hall of Fame, Mr. Rick McKinney.
Thank you. I'd like to also acknowledge the committee, Lynn Dyke, Dennis Bardsley, Del Schwartz for the work that they've done, and what an honor and privilege it is for me to be here. I want to congratulate our Lifetime Service Award recipients as well as my fellow inductees. What an honor it is truly to be in your company. Trying to put 25 years of coaching and 10 years of officiating into 5 minutes is pretty challenging. Almost as challenging as coming behind Dan Mello. And I've noticed tonight as well, it's customary to thank the wives and the recipients have done that, and so I'd like to do that as well. Thank the recipient wives, because that'll be a lot faster than if I were to thank my exes. In my career, I've been asked two main questions. One is I would talk about my wife, and inevitably I would hear which one, and then I would talk about wrestling and the season come up, and then I'd hear, so Rick, where are you now? Well, I truly believe, and Jimmy drew attention to it as he should have, and that God has a message and a path for all of us, and had I not taken the path in my lifetime, both at a personal level and at a professional level, I wouldn't have amazing children as I do, and my daughter Ashley and my son Chad here tonight, both of which my daughter Kaylee could not be here. She's actually a character at Disneyland. Yeah, tough life. But my son and his wife are due to have my granddaughter in July, and my daughter is due to have my granddaughter in August, so I'm going to be a grandpa this summer as well. So, 37 years ago, I was 21, just finished my 3rd year at San Jose State for Hall of Fame coach T.J. Kerr, and absolutely, and after 2 knee surgeries, first wife and a baby, my competitive career had ended, obviously. My priorities had changed. So I moved back down to Livingston and went to my high school and said, I'm back in town, I'd like to help out with the program. And the principal said, well, what kind of time do you have? And I said, well, let's see, I'm going to school full-time on Tuesdays and Thursdays, getting my credential, and I'm working Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in a convalescent hospital as an orderly. And then I'm married and I have a little 2-month-old son. I'm sure I got plenty of time to help out. And then 2 weeks before the season started, he asked me, he said, we need a head coach, are you interested? So I did what I've always done since I was 9 years old. I went to my coach, my friend, my mentor, Hall of Fame coach, and really a father figure to me since I was 9, Bud Powell. And I said, Bud, what do you think? And he said, well, Rick, I'll tell you, that I don't doubt that you could do a great job coaching, but listen, don't do it unless you're willing to give those kids your all, because they deserve it. And so That's when it started. I went from Livingston High School to Merced High School to Shafter High School to North High School in Bakersfield to Central High School here in Fresno, back to Merced, and then ultimately at Clovis East High School. So again, my path took me to a lot of places that I would not change one high school 1 minute for anything in this world. Along the way, I had team sayings that I tried to describe and the potential of the team, the personality of the team. We had sayings like, don't enter the room unless you're willing to give your all, and don't leave until you have. Lock and load. Tradition is nothing more than today's expectations. And then, of course, Superman all the time. At Merced High School in '83, although they were state champions in 1980, I had 12 kids on the team. 2 years later, we had 80 kids on the team and beat Turlock High School for the league championship, and they hadn't lost a league match in 5 years. At North High School, when I took the program over, they hadn't won a league match in 10 years. And 4 years later, we defeated a 48-0 number one dual meet team in Bakersfield for a share of the league championships as well. I'm sorry, Jake. Please don't hurt me. I'm a lot older now than I was when you were competing. And then Merced High School in 1996, we had, I believe in myself, I believe in my coaches, I believe in my teammates, and I'll wrestle all 6 minutes. And we won the section championship for Merced High School for the first time in 21 years. And those boys are here tonight, absolutely. When I retired from coaching high school, there was an opening at Fresno City College for the head wrestling coach position and head PE. But you had to have your master's. So I took a year, 36 units in 14 months, and I got that master's degree, and I was one of 10 that applied, and it came down to 2 of us that interviewed with the president. And I thought, this is my path. This is what I'm supposed to be. And the president, in all his wisdom, chose the other guy. You may have heard of him, Paul Keesaw. Yeah, Paul Keesaw, his Hall of Fame stats speak for themselves. The president made the right choice. I was listening actually to Matthew McKinney give a speech, and he mentioned 3 things that resonated with me. Anthony, you have my back. I'm assuming that's why you're standing there. But he said everyone needs to have someone to look up to, something to look forward to, and something to chase. And that resonated with me because throughout my career and the path that it's taken, I've had someone to look up to, and that's been God. That's given me the insight and the skills necessary to use wrestling to reach kids. I look up to my mom, who passed away in '97, and she was my hero. And when I would be told you can't go to that tournament, I realize you're 10 years old, but you can't go to this tournament because you need to stay home and work. My mom would put me in my brother's car, and we'd go to that wrestling tournament. When I wouldn't be given $2 for entry fee, my mom would find that $2. And when I would be told, hey, listen, you're never going to be as good as your brother, you ought to just quit, my mom was there to push me forward. Something to look forward to. Gosh, I look forward to coaching. I look forward to those kids coming into the room for the first time. I look forward to that next season, to that championship. And having something to chase. And we need to do that. We need to give kids someone to look up to and something to look forward to and something to chase. And that's what I did. I coached with a sense of urgency. I was chasing the great Leroy Evans teams at Turlock. I was chasing the Dennis Downey and Steve Sanchez teams at Merced. I was chasing the storied, incredible coaches and program of Bakersfield High School. And onto near the end of my coaching career, those tremendous Clovis teams with Dennis DeLito and Rod Balch, and then now the Tirapellis. I want to thank my family for being here. I want to thank my dad for being in my life and being here, coming down, him and Susan, his wife, from Oregon. I want to thank my assistant coaches over the 25 years that I had. Greg McKinney was one of them. He's state championship coach in his own right. I want to thank Dennis Bardsley and Gary Pedersen, and of course their wives, for your support for over 35 years and your friendship. It's taken me a long way. And finally, my brother, who has always supported me, has been a man that I have looked up to and idolized and tried to follow in his footsteps, even when I was a kid. And he kicked me out of the car on the way home for practice at 11 o'clock at night, and I had to walk home. But I was Mom's favorite, so she took care of that for me. So again, ladies and gentlemen, continue to do what you do. Thank you so much. Thank you to the boys that wrestled for me. I would not be here if it wasn't on your shoulders. I love you too. Give kids someone to look up to, something to look forward to, and continue to give them something to chase. God bless you guys. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Mr. Rick McKinney.